Fnatic, they live to see another day. However, for Team Liquid, this is the end of their road for Masters Shanghai and the end of their split. I'm your host, Yinsu, and I'm joined once again by PM and Ash. I mean, they put up such a good fight, and it feels like even making it to playoffs, Ash, in itself is something we should celebrate, but it's going to be very sad to see them completely out of contention now.
Yeah, it's tough to miss two back-to-back international events here for Team Liquid, but we also saw, I think, a ceiling for them as well. How good they're able to look. Compared to how they started off this season, a lot of improvements have been made for this team.
Yeah, it's clear that on the attack side there is a topic to be discussed for them during the break, and well, it's not only that you have to take space on the attack side, you have to put your abilities on top of the players, so they were not able to uncap sides because the abilities were falling for nothing, and the Fnatic was dodging every abilities and making the kills.
Well, this is the thing, right? It's a new roster. They just retained Yumpy and Nats, but they have time. They can still make the champs. And PM, if you were on this Liquid team, what would you be working on from now until the next split? What would you prioritize?
It's a big challenge. They have to find a system they all agree to work on and with. They have to make sure that they are all on the same page, because when you look at the details, it's better, but it's obvious that during the matches for months now, one guy is going left when the other guy is going right. So it's not that you have to do the better choice, you just have to do the same thing. It's not really bad to do a bad thing. If you do it together, you can still win, but right now, they need to be on the same page, because when they say, okay, let's just play Icebox with agents that are very individualistic, they can make it. They have the skill and the talent for it, so they have to find a system they all go for.
Yeah, it's not the end or be all, of course, and we will see them again, and we will see them back here for Split 2. But on to Fnatic, I am just so happy and relieved, Ash, to see Leo and Alpha just back with a consistency through all three maps today. They look great.
They looked insane. I mean, Leo, especially on Ascent, when we were looking over at this first map, he was like the saving grace, even in the first half when Fnatic were down, what, 9-3 at the half? Leo was still up there, I think, with a 2.0 KD, and then Alpha, I feel like Icebox has been his kingdom this season.
It was impressive to say that Fnatic lost the second map and still get back into Lotus, and it doesn't feel like the mentor were hit, and they were able to even close it, because we know that Liquid on the defense side, they can be a force to reckon with. So make sure that you finish the match in a good way, and they did so. So Fnatic is here. It's not yet very convincing. They had to fight for it.
Yeah, honestly, I was very worried. I was talking about how, oh God, I wonder how their mentor was going to be. Forgot that this is the team that came back from 3-11 twice. So maybe they learned from that. You know, they could come back from a game even if they're losing. But the thing is, tomorrow we have the qualification match for Masters Shanghai. And this is where Fnatic fell for Madrid. So how are you guys feeling about this KC rematch?
I feel afraid for Fnatic. It's coming.
Of course you would. You would as well.
I'm
sat with two KC fans.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't know. He didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that. But we are two French speakers, so yeah, obviously we go for KC. No bias at all.
Ash?
You know how the cookie crumbles, Sue. I mean, you know that I'm a big fan of KC here, but I think the risk is also going to be with the map pool. It depends on how that map pick ban ends up going down, because I do think that there are a lot of strengths on the KC side and weaknesses on their side as well with that. So I think it is a bit of a toss-up in that kind of regard. But KC have also had this day off where they have that additional time to prep, being that first seed.
Giving N like an extra 24 hours is like giving him like a whole week, I feel like, to prep. But also, they're going to have second chances now. So whoever loses tomorrow will not be eliminated. They'll have another chance to try and make it to Masters. And speaking of that, let's talk about the second match of today, because for today, at least, it's still single elimination. So whoever loses between NAVI and Heretics will be eliminated. And we speak about how things went at kickoff. We're running it back. We've seen this matchup before, and last time we were here, it was Heretics that knocked out NAVI to go to Madrid, and in many people's minds, PM, this was the moment that Heretics became a serious contender for everybody.
Yeah, that's when they are born, actually. They went to the final going through NAVI, who was somehow convincing before that, so that was rather unexpected. They are the unexpected challengers for this year. No one saw them coming, except they, obviously themselves. So yeah, it's do or die, you know. Do or die is not so good against NAVI. When they are the back against the wall, they are always the more challenging. So that's why I'm concerned, because when you go later in the competition, there is a lower bracket, and then NAVI, somehow they say, okay, it's fine.
They come alive, right?
Yeah,
they come alive,
it's
yeah.
only in the lower bracket and elimination matches that they are so alive.
Yeah, they are this team that's able to pull out all the stops, like you were saying there in that kind of sense. And then you also have the additional pressure, though, of NAVI being the old guard in this matchup as well. Meanwhile, Heretics, they had some of the least amount of expectations at the start of this season, and they've exceeded all of them at this point. And I feel like that also puts a different kind of pressure on your back.
Yeah, it does indeed, but let's not forget, the last time they faced each other when NAVI were knocked out, Wood wasn't even here. So they didn't even have their quote-unquote full roster that they envisioned. He is here now. He looks amazing, and I feel like Ash, if it was going to be difficult for NAVI last time, I think it would still be difficult this time around with him on the team.
I think it's even harder, to be honest, because I think Patatech was a great support on the side of Team Heretics, but Woot is coming out with a firepower that Patatech didn't have in comparison in that kind of regard. So they are going to be looking at a bit more force as far as those gunfights for NAVI to go up against in that kind of sense. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's a great upgrade.
I just want to shout out to the W Gaming tag there. I felt like only one team in the world is deserving of that title, but PM, he is just kind of W Gaming.
Yeah, because he's very young, he's going for a Turkish aim, and he has shown so far some carelessness. He doesn't care that much, and that concerns me because at some point he will feel the pressure that this match, it matters. So when will it be? Is it today? Is it later? But right now he's just having fun, and for him it's just another match and to have fun on the VCT stage, and so far he's delivering is very, very impressive.
Do you think that it would even be an issue for NAVI to deal with? Because they've been around for so long and they've gone up against every single great youngster player, rookie that they've ever faced, and it doesn't seem like they've really had any problems in the past.
No, it's fun for them to have a fight with a youngster like this, and the only problem with NAVI is themselves, They need to be challenged, they need to lose their own map and then go on the opponent's map and win it. They go...
Unless it's Ascent, then they win it.
Yeah, maybe you think that, and today they will pick Ascent and lose it. Why? Because it doesn't make sense, and that's NAVI for you. They have to make things that surprise you all the time, and that's what I'm expecting from them.
I think it's because they also have a youngster for themselves, Angel, right? Ash, he's rolling the years back. He's playing like, he's 17.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, he's out there taking first engagements all the time and just going for duels when you wouldn't expect him to be. But you know what? It's a good thing he's not on Smokes anymore, though.
I want to see him on Clove, make it happen. Today might be the day, who knows. But let's talk about the duelist players of both of these teams. Of course, on the one side we have Miniboo. I think everyone's already saying that he's one of the best. He could be one of the greats if he carries on like this. And then we have Zipan on the other side, which I feel like has chronically been underrated. Like, he's been around for so long, he's been winning for so long, he's been playing out of role sometimes and then in role sometimes. So this is going to be a very interesting matchup.
It really is. And looking at Zipan and Miniboo as well, I'm expecting the map pool to also lean into seeing Zipan on that duelist role here as well. He is kind of like old reliable that you can always count on as far as making space, helping the team get information. But Miniboo is that star-studded, like, firepower, full force rookie who's just going to be in your face all the time.
I mean, if it was a fight, I think I would have to back Zipan. What do you think, PM?
Yeah, that's experience for you. I agree with Ash. Like, it's true, he's very shiny, he's very good, Miniboo, but also he can be overeating and can go sometimes too soon into it, especially when he's playing Yoru and he has an ultimate. He's going to get scout, get information, but we can't act on it because the team is not ready to do it. So in a way, he lacks a little bit of experience, but he has true firepower, so he's a force to be reckoned with.
I think it's a really good point because when you also look at Miniboo, we've also seen some of the highest highs and also some of the lowest lows. So again, some of that comparison and contrast to the fact that, again, old reliable on the side of Zipan, but for Miniboo, it's consistency, and it's not like he's always going to be able to replicate the same amount of fragging power every single match. And when he's also not up there, that's one of the win conditions for Heretics. They will lose maps when Miniboo is struggling to take that space, trade himself out even, or just be ahead of the play.
But then, like, Boo gets an ace. So it's like, oh, yeah, the other Boo, he's still here.
Brother.
He's still, well, we don't talk about brothers with you, PM, but I'm sorry. I've always wanted to do that. I'm so sorry.
Bad memories.
We will have a banger matchup coming up with two brothers, of course, on the team. It's time to bring back NAVI and Team Heretics to the stage.
Let's take it up and running out the clock. cannot be stopped. Let's take it up a notch. Let's take it up a notch. Let's take it up a notch. Running out the clock. I shoot my shot. I cannot be stopped. Let's take it up a notch. Let's take it up a notch. Let's take it up a notch. Let's take it up a notch.
Earlier, we saw a tweet there from the side of Navi with Zipan, looking like he was gearing up for a boxing fight. But it looks like Miniboo actually did come to fight from that walkout we saw from him. But a fight they must do because, like the game earlier, if they lose this one, they will be eliminated. And Ash, you spoke about how important this map veto is going to be. And it looks like Heretics have taken out the Ascent.
I mean, it's no surprise here. Heretics have been banning Ascent. They've been floating it against teams who have been weak on this map. And then Navi, of course, Breeze didn't pan out with them trying to play ahead of the meta, which means going to Lotus first here for Team Heretics, I feel like is a very strong way to start off this map pick ban for the Spanish team.
Is this split a trap, PM? Do you think that Heretics have just been prepping loads on this split and goaded Navi into picking it?
It is because Navi is expected to lose their map all the time.
Oh,
And also you have Lotus, and Lotus could be a trap for Heretics because they are showing cracks on it. It's true, it's formerly their kingdom, they are always winning, picking it with that Sunset obviously, but remember they lost it recently and so it's not so good these days. It could be a trap, not so much on split, but Lotus for Heretics.
I have a sneaky feeling, Ash, we're going to get all 3 maps.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I feel like that is also the Navi way all around to lose out that first map and then take us to the next one. But overall, I think that that's a really good point that PM made there on that map pick ban. When you're looking over towards Lotus, Heretics have also shown so much of their hand on this map that if they continue forward with the same strategies, the same set plays that we've seen, Navi is a team with experience that will be able to dismantle that.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what agents we're going to get here because Navi, they went through a whole season of doing the most un-Navi things, of only making like 3 or 4 changes to their comps. And then last week, they were like, do you know what? It's time for 2022 FPX. We're here to play. We're going to change everything again. And we saw some funky changes coming out. You know, that Breeze comp, which...
No Viper.
Angels do be angeling. So do you feel like we're going to get that version of Navi today, PM? The
Yes.
ones that like to change things, or, you know, the more kind of box standard?
So they are playing Brimstone on Lotus, and I would say that Clove could be a good replacement for Brimstone, which would make no sense because it's Lotus, and if it doesn't make sense, it's good. It's Lotus.
Hear
and
me
it's-
out.
it's Navi.
Shao Clove. How do we feel about that?
That would have been expected.
Yeah, that would
No.
be
Okay, so Navi don't do the Navi thing, but
No.
Heretics,
No.
they're the ones that make changes. What do you think about this?
It was required, I would say, because they were feeling that they didn't have any vibe no more on this map of Lotus. They were being countered, identified. Carmine, they took Cypher to counter their Neon. So let's go back on a, let's say, a more classical Lotus, even though they have a breach on top of the Fade.
I think also looking towards Miniboo being on the Raze here, if he doesn't have the same kind of fragging game that he's typically having on the Neon one that does fall flat, at least on the Raze pick, there's a lot more utility that he gets to actually provide to the team. And then when you're looking over at Navi, I'm honestly shocked that Shao is going to be sticking on that Brimstone. That's such a risk here on a 3-site map.
My mind is just blown that Wood is going to play Fade for the first time ever in an elimination match against Navi. This kid has been in the studio for 2 weeks, and this is the 5th agent that he's going to play. This is crazy.
I mean, he's insanely flexible as a player, and so it's not really a surprise. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's able to pull out.
I can't wait to see this. Thank you very, very much, PM, for joining us. I mean, we talk about how this is the old guards versus the young guns. I'm about to bring you guys something vintage, something classy, something timeless. It's Pansy and Steel.
You know what? That is so much nicer than just old. So thank you so much, Sue and the desk. They love hearing from you, Ash and PM. But I kind of want to come to you into this scenario and kind of ask you it's a very broad question, but because I feel like this is a coin flip game. This is a, two heavyweights, two kind of teams of varying experience, but both high levels of success. Give me some win conditions here. What do I need to look at for Na'Vi or Heretics? What am I looking out for during the series that should tip those scales?
Especially with Team Heretics starting on their defense. I think the thing that we look forward to is their strength in the retakes. So we need to make sure that they're all staying alive into those retake situations. But Na'Vi, especially in the mid-round, exploring the map individually. If they're able to win some of those duels and break the Team Heretics retake, but instantly we might be seeing a little bit of action.
Maybe.
A little bit of a trap.
I don't think Dizzy actually did what they wanted there. Miniboo's still going to get away with this corner that he sat towards for now. Going to be trying to be played in off the back as well. I think they're still going to be trying to clear this. Miniboo did have a chance at a shot. He does. Oh my god, he's got two. One was more than enough, it felt like, but he finds two out of that. And now just Sugetsu, Artist, and Xiao to try and get back towards the side again. The spike hasn't been fully committed, so there is a little bit of leeway in that regard, but still, this is a brutal start.
Still almost a minute on the clock, so anything can happen. I think in these types of situations, Na'Vi should just look to group as fast as they can. Getting spotted at A, that's not the biggest deal. They can still do a fake, end up in B, but making sure that they group up, because the attackers, if they pick a site randomly, they'll have the numbers.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. 30 seconds now. The clock is ticking down, so they will have to make their minds up pretty soon. The last noted piece of contact off the back of the Prowler at A, but as we've noted, they are starting to slip the net a little. There is utility holding them back from this B site, however. And keep eyes on what Boo does in this as well. One closest by door. Smoke towards main. See if you can isolate one. Not to be the case. Sugetsu on guard duty, but they've got the spike down.
Spike's planted. This is big. And this is where Team Heretics shine. Moving together. Omen with a late flank through middle.
This is huge.
First contact from heaven.
Yeah, they've got lots of utility left as well. Rien still has a fair bit of kit, so does Voot. So already it's going to be Boo closing the gap. This timing is perfect. Oh, the shot, almost a little messy, but yeah, this is really clean work in the end from Heretics. A perfect start for them. Yeah, lost out on Miniboo, but he got his and then some.
I really like the trap setup that they laid at the start of the round, getting the aggressive position towards like that new cubby position out at A lobby, and then waiting with the breach done ready and you know, fade, raise, breach all ready to fight together, getting those, you know, 2-for-1s there. Big start from Miniboo, getting those 2 kills. It looked like he was done for.
I don't know how he got away with it. I thought they'd kind of cleared that. I thought they were going through the process of it, but still managing to find both players was just, you know, outstanding.
I think he got shot in the head through the box even.
It felt like
stunned,
it.
Yeah,
by the time he even swung, he was down to half HP. So we're looking at what the buy's going to come back in with Na'Vi. I'm seeing an Outlaw, a Sheriff, and then just Classic. So a little bit of threat to it, considering out of light armor. And keep in mind the, well, is it Miniboo? Yeah, he's the one with the Vandal here. So, okay, so you don't want to be losing that. Again, the prized possessions here, Vandal and the Bulldog. So Benji Fishy and Miniboo will want to be a little careful with how they play on this approach. Keep that in mind.
This is something that we've come to expect from Na'Vi as well. They are purchasing that Outlaw after they lose Pistol. And it's one of those things that teams have to look out for. If you're investing into that second round, do you go light shields against Na'Vi, knowing that they'll pull out that Outlaw? So that's a really big thing to kind of gamble and figure out.
A bit of a risk. But is there any reward? Deep off angle for Voot here. Angel, does he clear fight? Bit of an awkward fight there. Instantaneous response from Heretics, though, to put up the, you know, the stopping gap in case they try to springboard in. But no, Na'Vi just kind of testing the waters.
The Angel might pass that Outlaw to someone else. Now that he's lost his light shield advantage here, he might pass it to someone else. But it looks like he's going to stay with this. They do have the Gecko Flash, the Dizzy, and the Wingman for the reclear on A.
Yeah, but it's brutal. They have to use this just to clear over towards this side. Paranoia. Oh, Miniboo was on for an opportunity. Still going to make the most of it. Boo's gone down in the meantime, but yeah, this is really comfy. Unable to really pressure Miniboo. Na'Vi being herded around the map, and Sugetsu, well, forced to kind of suffer through the end of this. If he can take another with him, hey, maybe. Not to be the case. Miniboo, clean start, and he's going to have his ult ready to go.
Yeah, I think the showstopper is going to be pivotal on this bonus round. If Team Heretics is able to snowball with this, you know, we've seen such good traps and setups from them both these rounds. So if they're able to snowball, this could be a really risky situation. You know, Team Heretics picking Lotus over a map that you would traditionally expect, like Sunset maybe.
Yeah.
That it seemed like they're a little bit stronger on that than on Lotus. And Navi's shown that they're actually quite decent on this map. So they'll need every lead that they can get.
And I think PM was right in bringing up on the desk a little bit of, you know, maybe playing outside of the expected a touch. And you've clearly seen them reworking this, right? Heretics have come in with a very different composition, new agents to be brought out.
That paranoia has been spotted.
Yeah, that's actually big info. Does this then speed anything up? Do they pause? It looks like they're trying to maybe lean in quicker, but this is dangerous for Na'Vi. And luckily for them, they can chill for a bit. But look how proactive Heretics are being across the map here.
Angel stole that A lobby control at the start of the round. He didn't even use Gecko, any abilities from it. No Dizzy or anything, just walked out, dry saw, nothing. They have an inkling that Cypher's probably playing the retake on A because of that really aggressive push on C. You don't traditionally see that behind the Sentinel player playing there.
So again, maybe the logical step is to try and challenge the C site. Now, I don't know if Boo spotted anything yet, maybe. He was definitely jump spotting it. I feel as though considering he's slipping back towards site and now off the back of the spam, yeah, he's definitely noted it.
We've got the rotation coming in as well. I think they suspect something's happening, but
They're
yeah,
not falling
again,
for it.
Navi's so indecisive of their own that it's just like, which way are they going? So it's hard for either team to kind of read the situation.
But credit to Heretics for not rotating or overreacting to this. They're playing this very, very smart here, and it's a last-minute attempt now. They've got to commit to it. 25 seconds, maybe a quick pivot to B would still be possible, but not now. Now they've got to commit. Zipan does well with one, and can Zipan live? No. Miniboo gonna just be lighting this round up with 2 quick kills. He is having a tear this game so far. 8 already in this matchup. 13 seconds. Na'Vi need the plant. Priority made, that's down. Time's on their side. Now the rest, you've got to look at what Heretics coming back in with. Boo's only got that Sheriff, the Outlaw with Rienz. This is a rough round, and they're taking away the Danger Man. Perfect follow-up from Artis. Not going to be able to close down to Rienz, but this is a lot to ask of him. 40 HP. Maybe looking for just the Vandal. See what he can achieve in this. Again, for a bonus round, not bad by any means. Still trying to force them to make a choice. And Angel found the timing right, so they can walk away and hopefully keep these weapons in hand. No issue there in the end, but Na'Vi, a costly round for them.
Very costly. I think the showstopper usage there is kind of a letdown for Team Heretics. You expect to close out that round, but I like the gamble suck they did. They showed that they were aggressive on C, and they knew Navi's not going to go back to C unless they use like something to reclear, maybe a Dizzy or something. They know that Cypher's playing retake A. They're going to come into A, and we're going to be here with our showstopper and just be ready to receive them.
Right there.
So the buyback in now for Heretics, fully formed, and on the other side for Na'Vi, everything they want as well. One off from Artis' ult, that's looming on the horizon. Wondering if they've got something in mind for this, but Heretics right off the rip. Again, very happy to challenge on these extremities. We saw it last round on C, now we're seeing it over towards Rubble.
You know when those like solar eclipses are happening and they say don't stare directly at the sun? I wonder if Angel's one of those guys that just looks straight at the sun.
I feel like he would. And now, oh, this timing is rough for Mini Boo. Boo trying to keep him somewhat safe, but he couldn't do enough. There was no more to be done. The Dizzy, the push, everything was perfect for that. But it's traded out one apiece, and they're not going to work off the back of this yet. Where does Na'Vi go? I don't say it's indecisive, but they're being very, very careful with how they decide to approach this map.
I think here we might see them doing a little bit of a pump before they finish where they want to go. And I think the Brimstone really helps with that because he's able to deploy multiple smokes at the same time, whereas like it takes a little bit longer, like a few seconds longer to do it with Omen. So here comes a little bit of pressure towards B. They're breaking the trips, but they're going to connect with their teamwork towards C. Just on Benji.
Oh, this is a really hard situation. Sometimes this guy can thrive though. Don't forget what he can achieve if given the opportunity, and the support's on the way, and they've slowed down the initial attempt at the plant. There's the swing, not quite good enough. Traded out, but it's Vood who's made it towards the site. So again, still a couple of problems being presented for Na'Vi. 20 seconds, and they don't have backside control. And they have only Sugetsu left to try and clear this. 1v3 is a tall order. He's not going to have this one. No, Rienz is there. Heretics responding well here, because Na'Vi are being quite slippery with how they're approaching this map.
I think that they kind of made a mistake in that last round by going. So when you break the trips and everything towards B, you're calling basically everyone back from A towards B, which gets them a bit of a jump on the rotate to C. And I'm thinking, like, are they really being slippery? It looks like Benji is a little bit slippery there. He was perfectly positioned, waited for his teammates, the honk comes in, the flash comes in, he peeks with it, but unfortunately the second player from Na'Vi wasn't blind there. I'm really liking the defense from Team Heretics right now.
Oh, it's looking pretty solid. I want to see what the response is, though, because they've got to deal with this early round aggression that's been garnering them space, and this is just sloppy, this is messy.
So much damage.
Is just passing out damage like it's free. You are lucky to be alive, Boo. 10 HP, and as same could be said for Mini Boo, only on 20. This aggressive start is being dealt with now. They're willing to challenge, they're willing to fight for this. Na'Vi getting a little scrappy here and taking a lot of that A space away.
I wonder if they're going to wait for more utility to come off of cooldown, or if they're going to brute force into A site. They also have... Oh, no.
Oh, the timing on that. I'm surprised either are alive, really. It's amazing. Yeah, both sides kept those players up. That just doesn't even feel right. But again, Na'Vi would love an opportunity to get a pick here, but Heretics do need to play a little bit carefully, dismantling somewhat this stack. His paws have left them sweating long enough. I think they're starting to peel away from this.
Now is where we might see something a little bit slippery. As we see everyone holding the space towards A here, we're going to see them putting a little bit of pressure towards B, or maybe it's going to be an A fake, and then they're going to connect to B through the blue door and see if Sugetsu's able to get a pick here.
This is Benji Fishy's spot, though. The timing's everything. If this split is well constructed and well timed. Oh, that's clean from Benji. He knows there's more. He's got two already. Does get traded, but it's Shao and Artis. No easily recovered weapons either. This is difficult. And look where the spikes dropped. That's going to add insult to injury. Very difficult to get that back in hand. That could have been that maybe potential to pivot towards that A side, but no. Spike where it is. They got to try and swing it together. Lovely positioning from Heretics. Locking that one down. And really getting a good grip on this game again. So I see Heretics look solid here.
They're not making any mistakes, it looks like. I feel like there could have been a really dangerous situation if that breach stun comes in at a little bit of a different angle and actually hits Benji there, and Benji's not able to take out those first two. We could have seen a completely different situation, especially if Na'Vi is able to get another kill or two. Then they have that rolling thunder still that they could have invested into the round to secure it. But now, I mean, we're so close to so many ultis for Na'Vi, we're probably going to see at least two of them this round.
Yeah, snowball round in hand. Artis has his, Angel's got his as well, but that's no real detriment to Heretics and their aggression. No fear to be shown at the start. Going to take that space, get the ult orb in pocket. I want to see if they try and explore the map again. Look how versatile Mini Boo's being. He is everywhere in this map. Early contact on A, cool, no worries. I'm off elsewhere.
Looks like they're just gonna, they see the investment from all the abilities on A lobby from the defense. Na'Vi goes over towards C, gets that orb, pushes it back that space a little bit. I wonder if they're gonna go up a little bit more to break the trip or camera or anything like that, but it does look like they wanna go and reclear A, knowing that usually when the defense takes A, they just leave it open or leave one player there because there's no real good spots to play it from.
Okay, so clear of rubble using Fish. Ult, and now it's on Boo. How do you respond to this? Do you call for support now? Or are you expecting this to be a fake? This is a really bold assessment from Boo if he decides to not rotate on this. You can see the Heretics want information, right? That's what they're trying to prioritize. Where the hell are Na'Vi? Because they haven't carried on that trajectory. They showed a little towards A, but there's no follow-up. There's no commitment behind it. So once again, Heretics are in the right place here.
30 seconds
Incredibly
left.
good reads, and we're getting late. This is where it gets scary, because Heretics now, with that little bit of utility investment, can actually do so much damage. Mini Boo tries to go forward. He does do well, but it's Benji Fishy who tries to join him, and maybe Na'Vi get gifted a chance here. 15 seconds, though. What does Na'Vi do? Re-ents? Okay, they're just walking smokes here. That's not going to work against Na'Vi. It got so down to the wire there, but Na'Vi just played it patiently in the end.
Only one ultimate used there for Na'Vi as well. They get 4 in this round, and they can get great combos as well. We've got Lockdown plus, you know, Brimstone ulti combination. You have Rolling Thunder with the Brimstone. You have Rolling Thunder with the Showstopper. So there's so many combinations that we're going to see something coming out here. And I'm actually disappointed from Team Heretics. It looks like they're so good with their gambles, and they're down to like 25 seconds left in the round, and they go for that fight on C Mound. I feel like they were stressed for like information. Like, are they going towards A? Well, maybe we should fight this a little bit earlier and catch these guys. But I feel like if they just waited a few more seconds, they had a great like opportunity to set up a crossfire.
Absolutely.
Oh, they're going towards C. Great. We open the door. We have this crossfire on them. So, and then also Angel probably would have been using Thrash into C site. He's going to be, you know, not really.
Out of the round,
yeah, he's going to be disabled while you go open the door, shoot him in the back of the head. So I'm surprised that Team Heretics, with such good reads, like all the way up until the ending, that they chose to take that fight that early.
I'm with you, because it felt like they had that in hand almost. They correctly gambled after that fake towards A. Boo somehow kept his composure and didn't call for any rotations. And yeah, that slight re-aggress to take over mount control, maybe feeling they just wanted to offset the tempo a little, I can understand, but still, I felt like they had that in hand. So a little unfortunate in that regard, but it's NAVI to call the timeout here. So maybe an overall check-in, or also just what they want to be doing with this round upcoming, because this could be a nice swing round for them, buffer out the scoreboard a little bit with 2 rounds to the name so far, but with this many ults, how do they want to approach this? They've got plenty of options, as you said.
So many variables,
There's
yeah.
a million different combinations they could look towards here as to how they want to play it. But also for Heretics, this is just, can we be dangerous this round? We've got a bonus rifle basically, or like kind of a hero rifle on Rien's, the rest on Sheriffs, some very light investment around it. They have a couple of ults of their own and very nearby to getting some online. It looks simplistic from Na'Vi so far. And I'm seeing a walk from Heretics on the other side of the map. We're looking for value here. And that's some of it. Benji Fishy, brilliant. 1 is all he's going to get, though. The site will be theirs. Rocket gets posted, and he gets a reward. Food's gone down, and the flank gets noticed. Sugetsu was already on the case earlier here. Paranoia is probably going to cause him his death in this, but still, is there any more danger? Is there any more?
If Heretics gets 1 more kill here, Miniboo can invest that showstopper, but it looks like they're already in for a little bit of either... Oh wait, is he popping his satchel to get fast movement? They do want to go for this.
Getting closer.
It's going to be difficult, but if they're able to get that first opening into the round and then pop that showstopper.
But Artis's position is brutal to clear. He's just going to be playing this and he can slip back towards site. Yeah, clearing Artis was the hardest part of this one. Good trade for Boo. He's doing some serious damage. It's not the dream that Na'Vi would have wanted, but... Oh my god, Boo! Oof. Okay, I got way too close. Like, what? Boo, calm down. Like, he's hitting some shots, but Na'Vi make it out of the woods, standing and alive, right? Now, Heretics have a similar prospect, I guess, as Na'Vi did for the last couple of rounds. They've got every single ult available, and it's their opportunity to answer back. Can they stop the rot here? Because this could be a momentum-building round coming up, right? This could be 3 in a row for Na'Vi. This would be a very big round to confirm. But full buy against full buy, plenty of ults on either side here. This is a critical round.
It's critical for both sides. I think Na'Vi really want to get this, and I like the investment of the showstopper only last round, because typically, like, the Raze is going to be getting a lot of the opening kills, which means that they're going to build up their ultimate fairly quickly compared to other agents like Breach, that's like flashing for players.
Ooh,
Paranoia takes him off.
This is so, on a knife's edge in this round. Benji Fishy again. They've sped this process up. Right, Na'Vi last time around would put a couple of fakes, going to show presence around the map, try and keep them guessing, put a couple of question marks here, there, and everywhere. This time we can see a lot more committed progress towards C early, but no big response yet from Heretics. They're happy to sit in this.
Heretics has been conditioning these C mound fights and traps a couple of times this game, and Na'Vi's a little bit scared of it. Great repositioning of the util by Benji there. Love that he had the foresight to see that this was going to come in. All the info from the Omen teleport there as well.
So this looks... Again, they've got to let Na'Vi sweat here. If you're Heretics, you can't over-respond.
Heretics has so many ults, they're not afraid to let Na'Vi make the first play.
Oh, and it's going to be towards B. And it's a very quick battle. Angel on the case, joined by Artis, and Na'Vi just collapsing Heretics. Rien's and Benji Fishy now feeling almost irrelevant to the round. Sugetsu's been waiting here the whole time. Finally his opportunity, but Benji Fishy also has made it towards the site. Only good for 1. Thought he might have had a little more there for himself, but Rien's with 13 seconds. It ain't much time to play with. He hasn't got the position, and Na'Vi bulldoze their way in towards that B site, and it works out so well.
And that's got to be hard. Like, that's a pause right there for Team Heretics. That's got to be a timeout from the coach. Hey, we got to talk about stuff, because we just burned 3 different ultimates into this round towards, Na'Vi. They used none, and they lost the round off of it. Like, you can't have your gun round after doing an eco. You pop 3 ultimates against 0 ultimates and lose the round. That's just like, the coach has to come in and say, like, yo, like, this is what I see is going on. You guys have the pretty good reads. And listen, like when we're sitting here as casters, as viewers, we get to see the map. We get to see exactly what's going on, and we get to see that Team Heretics is in the right spot. But the players, they don't have all that information. They're doing the right things, but then they like second guess themselves towards the very last second, and then they do a misplay, which catches them off. Maybe the coaches are realizing like, hey, like you guys are set up. Just, you know, take a deep breath when you're in these situations and just stick to the plan. Because if you just stick to the plan, things are going to work out in your favor. We have the information. They don't.
Yeah, it's pretty evident. Hopefully the coach can check in with them, because you're right, it's a very unique scenario where you're watching a team, by all accounts, being in the right place after a couple of fakes. Na'Vi being hard to pin down early round, you know, showing presence everywhere, putting a couple of question marks across the map. And Heretics either matching the rotations well, Mini Boo's been everywhere correctly, you've seen them stacking correctly, you didn't see Boo call for too much support towards A, but it still falls apart, right? And that's the bit that's baffling as well.
Well, that takes us back to what we were saying beforehand about the win conditions. Na'Vi is going and disrupting the retake. We haven't really seen Team Heretics going for those 4v4, 5v4, 5v5 retakes. It's been disrupted. Na'Vi there pushing through the link before anything could happen.
Yeah, and now do we see a pace change from Na'Vi? Do they try and go for something a little bit more one-dimensional? I want to see how they come at this, considering they've just had that timeout, but again, they are up against Sheriffs and some odds and ends, so maybe they want to be a little bit more careful. And as it stands, Na'Vi once again kind of testing the lay of the land itself, and it should be a relatively passive start to this round, as Heretics just taking their time. It seems like they're more just having a chat towards spawn, which, you know, take the time out, don't blame you. Wow. It's a big investment here.
And all just to the round, I mean,
yeah, why not? Yeah, if it gets you the round. Have to wait to see the outcome. Highly likely. As Plant's going to come in, Na'Vi should be able to finally tip the scales to get the lead in their hands here.
Minibu should bait a little bit, see if his teammates can get some kills. He's got the showstopper after.
Let's see what he wants to achieve in this already, though. First man down. It doesn't feel like that might be the play already, though. I hear the investment, and I see it working. Heretics going to find two. Na'Vi now on red alert. They've got to be careful here. Already, Sugetsu and Xiao going to take them away from that spike. Keep this safe. Boo couldn't quite find the play-in on this one, and they're desperately trying to get towards this. Odd's going to come in. They're drawing a lot out, but still, the round is looking set for Na'Vi. Boo can't do enough. Oh, and Sugetsu letting them know a little bit there. Okay, Na'Vi taking the upper hand now. That's 5 to them.
They had to burn a couple of ultimates to win that round, Na'Vi, but I don't even think that's the worst thing, because Team Heretics is traditionally like pretty strong on their defense, and if Na'Vi is able to kind of min-max how many rounds they can get on their attack, it's going to make the rest of the game so much easier for them to close out. They still have this lockdown. They haven't used it at all, so I wonder what we're going to see with it. Is it going to be like a real hit or a fake? But yeah, big investment from that showstopper again from Minibu, but this is another time that they use it, and you can't convert. It's got to hurt.
Yep. 4 to 5. Na'Vi now in the lead. And a pace change. Look at the pressure towards Mound. Do they follow this up, though? They're willing to scrap on this one. Boo certainly was. He's going to find Zipan, but Angel's got the trade. And again, you're going to start seeing the Na'Vi. Do they stick to this? They certainly are now with Rien's going down. Got to be a little careful to not overdo it, but not falling for any of this early round aggression. If they are, they're willing to meet it.
Oh yeah! Monster on the move!
They're taking no... Oh my god, I was going to say they're taking no risks, but Minibu over-delivering almost, but it's a 3v2. This is difficult, but not impossible. Trying to...
His position.
Yeah, maybe trying to slow him down a little bit, allow for rotations from Benji, but...
You should run.
Yeah, lockdown's coming to play. They've got so many of these ults to run through, or at least had. I think Angel's got his back to play with. Oh my god! Food with the drive-by. Angel's head's going to be ringing after that, so got to get out of there, but still, bringing it back to a 2v2 is fantastic.
Smoke's down.
Benji does have a hat to use if he goes through the door, but it looks like he's going to go straight through Waterfall on this retake. Fresh smokes. It's going to be another 10 seconds before they get to go through.
Molly as well. Really, really difficult to try to approach from that manner, but hey, here's the adjustment.
There you go.
This is what you were asking for. Sugetsu, does he stop it before it starts? Not yet. Information coming, they know where they are, and that's a very spammable box. Fu gonna deliver the punishment towards Xiao, expecting the readjust. Excellent read from Heretics on the playback in. Good work from both of them there, playing to their strengths. Foot finding that little fadeaway on Angel was ridiculous as well to bring it to the 2v2, but still, Heretics matching the scoreline back to 5 apiece.
It's one of those classic, like, look over there things, you know, but I really like how, you know, there was enough time left on the Brim smokes, and this is kind of like how smokes can kind of work against you. If you lay down your smokes, you hold the smoke, and you're going to have the advantage with a player coming through it, but you're denying yourself the information. People aren't going to run through for those, you know, 10 seconds. You got to be staring at it the whole time. Gives them time to rotate around, open the door, get the hat off onto the dead players, and then with that information, now it's just like they have the upper hand coming in for the retake.
Okay, it's a step back into this matchup because those 4 rounds back to back would have been motivation crushers for Heretics. Do they get the right read again? How does Na'Vi decide to paint this round? What's their approach looking like? Going to clear the utility, and now Benji knows he's in trouble. He's got players left, right, and center, and Zipan outdoes him. Sight under the Na'Vi control. They're going to get the plant off the back of this. Nothing to deny that, so time's on their side, and what a pace change too.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of like very fast plays. You would think you would see it when you have the ultimates, and then here it comes with just guns.
That's all they need, apparently. But now we can see Heretics on this retake that we've kind of famed them for a little bit here. Miniboo trying to be set into motion, but Angel outdoes him. How's he gone away with that? And Heretics just trying to put bodies on the side. They're going to get traded out, but the numbers just so favorable for Na'Vi, and they're just not letting them through here. Rien's. It's going to be a valiant attempt. It needs near on heroics at this point. You can already see that molly trickling through. He knows the time's up. Na'Vi right back in the driving seat. 6 to their name now. Lovely pace change there after Heretics finally answered back.
I think we're going to see a little bit of a slower round here from Na'Vi. Like maybe an initial, they take control. They want to get Zypan that showstopper and utilize that in this round. It's going to be pretty big. If they're able to close out 7-5 in this half, especially after losing Pistol, that's going to be a really big half win for Na'Vi.
Hands down now. Looking at the buy.
It's not pretty.
It's not nice. I'm looking at what Boo can even really get here. I think he's even deciding what he can get away with. The rest, yeah, Guardians, couple rifles, but there are Sheriffs. Yeah, that's all he can really afford in this. And on the other side, Sugetsu, even with the Operator, a whole new look in the last couple of seconds. And Miniboo trying to maybe hunt for another weapon, but just here's the rattling off a shot, and Na'Vi instantly take the B site. Wait, where's Boo gotten to? Where's Boo gotten to? Hello? Someone turn around and deal with Boo, please! They do, Artis. Oh god, he's under so much pressure. He's able to kind of like calm himself here, but that was so precarious. As we are into this 4v4 post plant. Still 2 rifles in hand for Heretics. That's Rien's and Miniboo. And Heretics gonna try. Oh, belting shot from Benji Fishy, and a quick trade from Angel though. Not gonna let them go unanswered. Na'Vi digging their heels in. They should need a 1v3, now down to a 1v2, that left corner. Oh my god, no, what is going on here? Miniboo, relax a little. I don't think he's got time for this. He's running so low on it.
Use the paint shells.
Yeah, I think he knows it. He's out of time here. Angel. Oh, come on. Oh, the mechanics are just filthy, but it doesn't matter. 7 rounds. He's a happy boy. Maybe he doesn't want to see that highlight again, but, you know, rounds around.
You won the battle, but I won the war.
Literally, that was the most prime example of it.
I mean, throughout this entire half, we've basically seen that same thing that we talked about at the start of the game, though. Just Team Heretics, like the only real time that they get to play like a 5 versus 5 retake came down to a situation where they had 2 Sheriffs in hand. And we saw Na'Vi just consistently disrupting them all throughout the time. So moving into the second half, I just don't even know what to expect from either team. Na'Vi is looking so on point when they get all these multi-frags. We've seen it from like multiple situations where there's lining up and like 3 or 4 kills on Team Heretics happen in all like in one instant.
So 5-7 first half. Again, we did note that this is probably going to be one of the closer affairs. I think even the desk highlighted they feel it's going 3. Could very much be the case. 2 quite evenly balanced teams here. I'm glad to see the scoreline somewhat representing that even after the first half.
I love this usage of the Prowler, the Breach done ready to go on top of it. If it triggers, they're gonna have her sight for free.
Yeah, sight control gained. Oh, nice paint shot there. That could be a bit of an issue. Had to put the plant down, took a bit of chip damage. Dizzy going through, clearing over towards rubble. And Na'Vi kind of squeezing across the map. Some towards CT, some towards T. Benji Fishy takes a swing. hits it. Can't get away from that flash. Oh my god, okay. He does get closed down on, but there was a trade ready. Credit to Rienz to kind of almost overextend to get that, to bring that numbers advantage still to Heretics. Site pressure comes in. Yeah, that's... Heretics aren't losing this one. They are playing this push and pull until Xiao pulls them apart. 2 back-to-back, no third for him this round. And Heretics pick up another pistol.
You know, we talk about if it goes whatever, 3 maps.
Yep.
I'm not sure.
Really?
I'm looking at this.
Well,
I'm thinking
okay.
I'm thinking Team Heretics needs to close out this map. I think if it goes to Split, we're going to be looking at something a little bit scary. Team Heretics hasn't looked good on Split at all. So unless they have a trick up their sleeves, they should probably like look to close out here. Navi's in a really good position.
I think it's 3 mapper either.
All right, we'll see.
Fine. We'll see.
We'll see.
I'm a believer in this so far. But you're right. Split does add a question mark. When we were looking at the veto, to be fair, there's like, ooh, Split coming in. You didn't want to take that one away, huh? All right, you've picked your poison, it seems. This round, I don't want to call it a throwaway, but let's see what those Sheriff's Frenzy Classic can achieve here. Quite difficult, but they do have the players in the right place for players towards that A site. Already seeing Sugetsu go and walkabouts. Now he can't really get to, well, I want to see what he can find here, or how far he explores, because obviously Benji Fishy on the other side is walking through C with no resistance, and Sugetsu is behind them. That's a player spotted. Hello, and goodbye. Boot's gone down, Sugetsu can just hit and run. That's all he had to do there. That's a huge amount of damage achieved, but the rest of the round gets very difficult with Benji Fishy taking so much space.
The full A gamble stack. They'll have the man advantage going to retake, but they don't have the weaponry for it. The Breach Artist has full utility. That might be the difference maker. Info for Sugetsu. Keeps his
30
life.
seconds left.
Time to rotate now for Na'Vi.
Spike planted.
Yeah. And a Guardian for Angel. I guess he got that off of Boot. They weren't... Huh. They didn't juggle that one away, but as it stands, that's a nice little pickup there. Gonna drop that one off. He's got plenty of util, Angel. This is gonna be sketchy. Paranoia, nice to offset the timing and tempo a little, keep them at arm's length, but Na'Vi starting to heat up here. Benji Fishy has fallen, they're down to 3 players. Suddenly this becomes a problem. Miniboo back to the wall, and Na'Vi flooding the site. High Dizzy comes in, Artist finds Miniboo. This is incredible from Na'Vi, but Rienz is still on the site, and he's not letting this one slip as best he can, but it's down to a 1v1. Oh, Rienz. Whew. That got far too close for what that was. An incredibly costly round for Heretics, but 7-7.
7-7, that was close. Again, another opportunity for a bonus round to clear up here. Na'Vi doesn't have any ultimates here, but Rienz does. And that could be a really big thing here coming in.
I want to see the buy they go for as well, the Heretics. I'm kind of interested to see how far they invest into this.
Just get the Stingers. Drop the Sheriffs, get the Stingers. One thing I have to point out, though, is Benji. He's traditionally so strong, like a rock, and so important for these guys as we speed up here.
Yeah, pace change, and Miniboo's in danger. Does he get to live? I don't think he does. Na'Vi turning the screws here. Xiao and Zipan with the opening picks over towards Rubble. The control off the back. And Heretics are left in tatters. What a start from Na'Vi.
Off your feet!
Oh, look at Sugetsu again. How many rounds is he going to be behind them? Now, luckily for Heretics, it wasn't Benji Fishy who died. He's the one fighting back. Angel gets cleared close, and there's no trade available, nothing. That felt almost a worthless death to a degree, but okay, Zipan's still on the case. And it's down to Rienz and Miniboo. That
Enemy remaining.
Oh.
Jesus. Rienz, you got another in you? A 1v3 this time, perhaps? 21 HP and a bit of a prayer. Zipan just needs to live. Rienz goes cresting that corner too deep. He's so vulnerable. He knows it. Elbow. Sugetsu. Yeah, not the only threat there. Artist was on the same angle, and Na'Vi.
So many ultimates used from Team Heretics this game where they weren't able to convert the round. And that's going to be just hurting so much for these guys. The amount of ultis, they haven't used them in the best situations, to be fair. So it's kind of on them a little bit. But if they were sharper with that, we could see Team Heretics in the lead a little bit. Na'Vi able to stop it. And Team Heretics has lost their pistol round leads. Basically, that's all it is, right? They have 4 rounds off the back of the pistol round.
Pretty much. And we go again. This time Miniboo with a little bit more freedom. Oh, Angel. What? How is Angel... I don't get it, man. I don't get it, man. All you gotta do is, I guess, click on the heads. That's it. It looked like Heretics were in the right place that time. And again, Angel just kind of left in no man's land. And then he gets bailed out. But I think it was like Shao was there, a couple of others. That was incredibly well done to keep him safe like that. But now what are you meant to do? Benji Fishy a 1v3. And I mean, the round's barely started. And look who's on the flank again. Sugetsu permanently.
My ultimate is ready.
Feeling it, Benji?
Will he use
What are you up
it?
to? If anyone can, Benji is one of those players who can. Hello, pace change.
Does he
Taking
fight,
it up.
though?
I want to see how he plays this. I almost wish I was just a spectator rather than casting.
Right?
It's interesting to see what he goes
Just
for.
sit down.
Just do a watch party. Benji Fishy, what is the game plan here? Because I don't know why, but with him I feel things are possible, right? He's got a decent amount of time. Now, problems though, if we're going to talk about it, one smoke with Shao, Molly, and you still got Ardis with his utility. So they're coming well equipped, and not to mention it's Shao and Ardis. He kind of needs one here. And he's found one! Benji Fishy is playing this like a god. A 1v1, does he reposition? How does he want to approach this? This round is his canvas, and he can paint it how he wants. Shao trying to close in. Time. You can hear it starting to tick here. The clock is on his side. 2 kills. It needs to be 3 for Benji. He hears the steps. Oh my. This guy is ice cold. This is so sick from Benji. That is so goddamn sick from Benji Fishy. What a Red Bull clutch from the man. Playing that to perfection.
All you have to do is call him out a little bit, and he gets like fueled up by it, right? He takes this personally. I haven't been playing well all game. All right, here's a 1v3. And I really like the position between everything, just the presence of mind to know about this push from Sugetsu. He's been doing it basically all game, both sides. Finds him, gets his hat, gets the last 2 positionings, and he plants from Mound. Once he plants from Mound, he positions himself elsewhere, and he's able to isolate those one-on-ones and just, oh, so squeaky.
That was real clean. Off to a stop, though. Zipan wants his name up in lights. He's going to get it. Lovely fall. The third. Go on, Zipan. And that's how you break their hearts. Zipan just takes the fight. Just takes the fight. It's like, oh, Benji Fishy, great. Hey, no, great clutch, dude. But I'm just going to destroy your whole team. So.
You get a clutch, I get an Andalusia flawless, right?
Like, look at this, dude. Ugh.
These are dirty kills from Zipan here. But one thing I don't understand is Team Heretics, they have not been doing very well starting the fights all throughout their defense half, and on attack, whenever they try these fast-paced plays, they're not winning them. They're playing it like they still have Neon, but they don't. And Miniboo's just getting caught.
See if Miniboo can activate throughout this, but gotta say it. We're starting to see a real heater between these two. Money's going to be humbled this round, though. As we're down to the Sheriffs. Bits and pieces. On the other side, Money's starting to become robust, getting a buy in hand almost here for Na'Vi. Look at those ults as well. Ardis, not a million miles away. Zipan with his online. Angel, 2 off. Angel's got to be a little careful, though. As he has been caught out a couple of times. TP dealt with, and they're going to start trying to take that space.
I think Zipan's gonna invest his showstopper in this round. He's been so liberal with it throughout the game.
Any more? Oh, yeah, this is just so difficult to even witness at this point. 1 by 1. Rien's left with a ghost and a dream. Any upgrades around?
Not close enough.
No. It's quite tricky. That's players there.
30 seconds left.
All right. Still no upgrades here. I mean, okay, nice try. Nice try. Shao, not allowing any fun to happen. You know, just no fun allowed. You need to calm down. We've had a couple of these rounds now where individually you guys are heating up a little bit more. We're going to just calm this down. Speaking of calming down, Heretics calling the timeout. 8 rounds to the name. Na'Vi starting to get into the swing of things. Economy starting to stabilize, starting to get everything they want here. Heretics need to come up with like a, the whole game plan of how they want to approach this. As you highlighted and as you brought up, some of those early fights are not going their way. They're still looking like they're trying to play with that Neon, yet they don't really have the Neon. They're starting to struggle in certain areas here. Do they need to completely change the approach, change the tempo? what would you be doing?
I think they need to change the tempo here. I think they're going way too fast at the start of the rounds. They don't have the Neon. They can't really afford to get out and take the space that they need to with the raised double satchels. I think another thing that is happening here is Navi is winning all of these fights, these team fights, and it's usually like, again, 3 or 4 players all dying within 2 seconds. Navi is also going on walkabout pretty much every single round. So as soon as they are able to take control of an area and with 0 resistance, they move up. Anytime that Team Heretics shows that they're heavy in one area, then Navi pushes on the opposite side of the map.
Yeah.
So Team Heretics, if they're able to clue into this, then what they could do is they could punish Navi for pushing and getting all that deep space because they know where Team Heretics is or isn't. They can punish that, slow down the pace, let Navi make the first fight, and then they can re-execute onto them.
Okay, let's see if they can maybe do that.
Some key ultimates in play. We got Rolling Thunder for both sides. Might be a lot of players thrown into the air.
No one going for anything too risky here. Keep my eyes on Angel a little bit. Sometimes Angel does do weird things. But now though, relatively calm and composed, excluding Miniboo, who's actually got a fair fight against Xiao and sends him away in tatters. A little bit of a different look now. Heretics starting to really take control of that B side. Lovely trade to them. Angel does get one back, but the side should be, I don't want to say theirs for free, because there's still players nearby, and they're very aware of Miniboo's positioning, since he already showed towards Waterfall. A deeper angle, and Sugetsu's got it. So yeah, a bit of a nuisance, but I like this pivot as well. Heretics opting for that A-plant, which is probably the right call.
Navi has a little bit to work with, so they're going for it.
Oh, just Xiao out, 1v4. So a lot to ask of him. And I think he knows it, so...
He's just trying to look to do damage to Team Heretics' economy and maybe see if he can build up some ultimate orbs. That's all he can really do here.
Yeah, and again, Navi did have that buy in hand almost, right? They decided to build up a nice buffer of credits throughout this. And Xiao, not really going to be played into, unless he can catch someone as they try and back away, but yeah, he's not getting what he wanted here. Miniboo still just close enough to potentially even catch him on the way down. Let's see if he can keep the rifle, though. Yeah, I think for now, almost a stalemate there at the end. Really no good option for Xiao, but good pivot from Heretics, keeping on their toes.
I like how on that play, Miniboo, he missed the shot on the waterfall player, and instantly he backs up and hides, takes cover in his smoke, and just stays alive. Him being alive there is a threat. And as long as he's alive, Navi doesn't have freedom to move around. So good decision to, as soon as you miss your fight, you don't have to sit there and fight to the death. You can back away and reposition and stay alive.
B site looking like the destination again for Heretics. They found something that works, but they put Artis here. Does have his ult. Stall off the back of Mosh, but they're going to disrespect that. Miniboo flying in towards the site.
They're going to go quick.
Back this up. Here comes the ult though, and here comes the retake. Xiao get the first. What? Miniboo connects on that. Takes away Xiao, but again, Angel does get a good trade. Artis on the follow-up. They're starting to suffer in numbers. Heretics not sitting so pretty now. That spike yet to commit as well. Maybe hold him back for another pick here. They need something. Oh, that wasn't pretty for Voot. Boo's going to trade it, but still. A little bit of a stalemate here. No one feeling comfortable yet. Miniboo trying to find a little bit of safety. We can see where these Navi players reside. Sugetsu waiting, chomping at the bit. The timing, not good enough. I thought he might have had that there on towards Boo, but still, Artis fancies a go, and he's going to win it out. Boo, have you got a 1v2 in you? A bait on the door here. Actually committing to it.
You watch Benji Fishy do this, he's like, I got this.
Oof.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
This is tough, this is tough. Yeah, near an impossible. Zipan and Artis, making sure that spacing was real close that time. You know, really tightening those screws up. But this will be 11 for Navi, so I've got to say as well, you could be stuck on 10 for a while, but once you see 11 on the board, that is brutal. If anything goes wrong, if they get that snowball round, 12's kind of locked. Ugh. I don't know if Heretics found that complete solution yet. They found a good look towards that B site, but I don't think it's fixed all the problems they've been having. But they've got plenty of ults to play with here, Josh. They've got the showstopper there, they've got the Nightfall, they've got, you know, the TP and the Boo, but still, they've got a lot to play with.
Hey,
but
don't knock the TP, because that TP gets you really valuable information that can target with the Nightfall or target with a showstopper.
you're saying it's as valuable.
I'm not saying it's as valuable,
Okay, well,
but
thank
it's
you
like...
then. Thank you for that caveat.
Okay, you're welcome.
Well, let's see how valuable it is. Already, you can see the pressure mounting towards that A side, and it looks like they want to follow this as well. They want to commit behind this side. They've already put one of the players into play. Zipan, a shot in the dark, and it's worked out. Good trades over Heretics until Shao. Showstopper finds nothing, but Artist does. And this is just a brawl, straight up brawl. And now just one man left to control this round is Sugetsu. They haven't progressed past this area. Oh, and they line up, Jesus Christ. Sugetsu, the ult gonna be invested, he swings. It felt like there was a chance. Even my heart stopped for a second. Rien's had to be careful there, but still. 10 rounds, double digits made. They're keeping up.
There are 2 round points in the game that are the biggest tease ones. The first is the 9, because the 9-3 curse and everything.
Sure.
The second is 11. The amount of games that will be up 11-3, 11 whatever, and then 13-11. You're not there yet. Clinch that OT first. But Team Heretics is not giving up without a fight. And getting a little bit cleaner in the rounds.
Yeah, but I'm scared though, because Navi are so close to a snowball round themselves. You got 1 off for Angel's ult, 2 away for Shao, 1 off for Sugetsu, and then suddenly it all becomes so much easier to get that 1 round that works. And it's not like Navi have been slouching. They've been, I mean, by scoreline they've been leading, and also by tempo and everything else. It's just been a couple of good responses from Heretics. Ult gonna come in here. Miniboo's gonna try and close the gap towards the site. Gonna get what he wants here, as Navi have to respect this. They have to sit towards CT, but look at where they are going. Massive flank on the way.
They have Showstopper up again as well, and Thrash.
But out of all the players you want to maybe avoid, Benjifish is one of them, such a clutch little player, and he's already found Angel. Good trade for Shao, clean from Rien's, and avoids the Showstopper. That's a big card away from the deck. There's now 3 remaining. What can Sugetsu, Artist, and Zipan do? Still got rifles to play with, so it's not without threat or danger. But the paranoia is going to slow down the play through Waterfall. Offset the timing a little. You can see the Heretics getting more and more comfortable in towards CT. You can see the flank even coming from Miniboo. Oh, and the timing just as the turret went down. Miniboo isolates Artist, and it's being torn away at Sugetsu falls. The final hour, Heretics are starting to look better and better for standing Josh. They've got a lot going for them here, but that snowball round is almost online for Navi. They've got 3 key ults for themselves.
Navi cannot let this slip away, but their economy has got to be in shambles after that.
Yeah, what are they at? 3.6, 2.8?
Yeah, they bought, I think they might have invested too much in the previous round, but it's just one of those situations where what can you do? The thing with Navi is, the scoreline's only this close because they lost both pistol rounds and the follow-up rounds. So they started essentially 4-0 down. Yeah. So this is 11-7 in terms of gun rounds. So Navi needs to make sure that they're, getting as many of these gun rounds as possible. And this is where the decision comes in. Are we going to be trying to half buy? Are we going to force buy? What are we going to do? Well, they can still play for the OT. They can do a light buy and then try to see if they can win. And if they're in a winning position, they can pop the ults. They could do a force buy with light shields and vandals on some players.
What would you pick?
I would probably make sure that I could do a full buy the next round and just buy whatever I could that makes it a winnable situation. So if that's light shields plus stingers or sheriffs or whatever personal comfort is, I'd probably look to do that where I still have enough money reserved so I could do a full buy the next round. And then I look to keep the ults. If there's a perfect opportunity to use them where I can just drop them and swing this, I do that. Otherwise, let's dump it all on that last round. Go for that OT, because once you're in OT, it's all gun rounds. Yeah, and that's where Navi's been strong.
I'm just nervous seeing Guardians and everything coming out here. This is a big investment from Navi.
It's a good Guardian map.
It is. It's just risky, but they feel they've got something. They've got plenty of ults to play with, and there's no subtlety, no secret, so they're going to hear these Guardians rattling off shots. Heretics should now know what they're facing on either side of the map, and opting against dealing with that aggression by rubble this round. Oh, okay, Sugetsu's got
a good start.
That's. I mean, they don't know the level of success they've had, but that's the C side basically open.
Benji's got that hat as well. So everyone's going to group towards A, and then Benji's going to drop his hat on the body, get all that info. Once they realize nobody's A, boom, they're going to speed up and go. Boo might even use his ultimate to get into the site. They know that that's free.
Yeah, Angel's seen them, but can he stall them out? Or does he want to just play a little safer, wait for the support here? TP. Okay, towards the back of site. Commitment, yes! Okay, Boo's gonna commit to this one. He's got the paranoia too. That could be massive. 3 players on the other side here. Oh, no! Boo's made an absolute blunder. And Zipan now with an opportunity. Boo trying to make up for this one. And yeah, they've got to scrap this out. They've got to secure that site because there's a rifle left down and open and available. Angel's got his ult. Everyone's got ults here. Shao as well. Angel dipping down on his own.
They gotta get out of a tree. They know that.
They're scrambling.
Yeah.
Maybe the ult's enough that it's, too much of a threat for 20 seconds. They're now walking into such a risk here. Oh, jeez, this is... Yeah, this is where it could go terribly wrong. I don't think that's going to affect the plant. It doesn't. A double face towards CT. Heretics picking the right fights and Shao in a really difficult situation. Benji there, they just about pivot in time, but man, that got so dangerous.
That got so dangerous, and I'm so surprised that Navi actually drops the Brim ulti there. It's like, there's so much time, you're not gonna get the kill with that. There's so much time to get off, get somewhere else. You're not gonna get the kill. All you're gonna do is stall a little bit, but you still have a 2-on-3. What are you actually stalling for? You need to get like one more, find out exactly where they are, maybe invest a Thrash first.
Yeah.
Oh man, but I mean, this is it. This is, Navi still has 2 ultimates to use.
True.
That's pretty much all the ults we're gonna see this round.
Deep breaths, folks. This is the key one. Turns the Flash Angel up for the challenge. So get to drawing the eyes here, but...
Man, don't get caught in the open again, Angel.
Oh, Angel. He's still... But look who's behind on door. Mini Boo has just right up the guts through B. There's another player, this Benji Fishy. They pivoted. They split in this final round. They had no idea this was coming. Heretics. This is heaven sent. What a beautiful readjust. Just toying with Navi's expectations on the round. I want to watch this round back no matter which way it goes. And now Shao and Zipan are left reeling after that start. Still got some utility, sure, but they've got bodies against them. 4 players waiting. Zipan, a chance. Oh, brilliance from Zipan. 2 big picks and now a fair, even scenario. And through the smoke, it just fades. Heretics in the final round there. Pulling off some magic. Josh, I don't know if you caught it, but that little adjustment straight through B was absolutely nuts.
Yeah, I didn't even catch that myself. I was so focused on, like, is Angel gonna get caught in the open here? He's died a couple of times in this area. He's got his Thrash. He can't be here again and die. So, oh man, I mean, Team Heretics, they gotta be happy about turning that one around at the end. Yeah,
Navi are gonna be kicking themselves, I'm sure, but it was meant to be a close game, and it was 13-11 in the end. And we've split next. Don't go anywhere.
I know a place that will break you into 1,000 pieces. Stay away from them. Stay away from Lorca, Paco, and Picasso. Don't ask about Lola. Ay, Caballo Grande. Ay, Dolor de Nieve. But, in spite of everything, it occurs to you to visit Andalusia. Don't say I didn't warn you. Be careful of the Andalusian crush.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through Attack on Pearl. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle. You're going to be able to fight this.
Red Bull gives you wings.